Welcome friends to our channel Speech of Reddit. In this emotional Reddit-style story time, I share how a simple argument over money turned into a much deeper crisis in relationship. Well, let's begin. When people say, money isn't the most important thing in a relationship, I can't help but smirk. Not because I disagree, but because I know too well how money isn't the cause. It's the symptom, a sign that things are already cracking. My name is Tom. I'm 38. I live in the suburbs of Chicago. I've been married to Emily for 11 years. We have 2 kids, Logan, 9, and Sophie, 6. I work as a project manager at an IT company. Emily teaches at a local college. From the outside, we're the definition of a normal American family. Mortgage, minivan, school clubs, Friday night pizza, and arguments, frequent ones, about money. Though if I'm being honest, it's not really about the money. But that took me a while to realize. It all started, like it always does, with something small. I stopped at the grocery store after work, got what we needed: milk, bread, and a bottle of wine, some frozen pizzas, a couple snack packs that were on sale, just to avoid another trip. When I got home, Emily peeked in the bags and her face changed immediately. You spent more than we planned again? It's not. Again, I just grabbed a few extras so I wouldn't have to go back in 2 days. Did you even look at the budget? Yes, Emily. I bought pizza, not a yacht. It's not about the pizza, Tom. It's that we agree on something, and you do what you want anyway. It wasn't the first time, and it wouldn't be the last. I'm not the reckless type. I don't have a secret vintage guitar hobby or trade crypto at night. I buy what we need, sometimes a little extra, but every time it turned into an interrogation. Why did you withdraw $60 in cash? Why Starbucks when we have coffee at home? Why are you paying for Spotify when we already have Apple Music Family Plan? Sometimes I got angry, sometimes I tuned out, but mostly I felt like I wasn't seen, like I wasn't an adult, just some teen with a weekly allowance, being questioned about every dollar. I started wondering, maybe we do have financial problems. Maybe I'm missing something, but I keep track. I monitor the bills. Mortgage is paid. We have insurance. The kids are clothed. We're okay. But every time I tried to explain that to Emily, it would spiral into, you just don't get how much it costs to raise kids. I have to save every cent because you can't control yourself. I got defensive. I started hiding small expenses, pocketing receipts, lying about how much gas cost. Once I said, I bought a bottle of water when it was really a candy bar and an energy drink. It was small, but it smelled like something toxic, like fear, like shame. One day I realized I was scared to come home. Not because home was bad, but because it felt like a test. Buy something? Prepare to explain. Swipe a card? Get ready to justify. But the weirdest part? I didn't understand why it hurt so much. I'm not a child. Why did it sting to go $12 over the budget? I started journaling. Just a few lines. I feel like I'm being monitored. Not a partner, a prisoner. It's not about money. It's about control or resentment, but not money. I think I'm losing myself. One evening, sitting in the car outside our house, I decided I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to hide receipts. I don't want to explain why I bought a sandwich. Instead of microwaving leftovers, I want to feel like a man again, not an entry in the budget tracker. So I decided to talk to Emily, for real. No arguing, no accusations. I didn't know what it would lead to. I hate conflict. I always have. I'm the kind of guy who would rather keep quiet than stir things up. But silence can be the most destructive weapon. That evening, after we cleaned up from dinner and put the kids to bed, I said, "Can we talk for a bit?" She looked up from her tablet, What's going on? I just want to talk. No fighting. Just honesty. She put the tablet down and crossed her arms, her defensive posture. I knew it well. Okay, talk. I sat down across from her, took a breath, then just said it. I don't think our fights are really about money. I think it's something else, but I don't know what. She blinked, a little thrown, then sat straighter. Okay, like what? I feel like everything I do is under a microscope. Every coffee, every sandwich, it all gets questioned. I feel like I'm being policed, not treated like an adult, but a kid with an allowance. She frowned, but we made agreements. We built a budget together. We both said we need to save. Sure, but saving doesn't mean I get interrogated over a Coke. I'm not throwing money away. Sometimes I just want a small treat. Not because I don't care about finances, but because I'm tired, and I don't want to explain myself every time. She didn't interrupt. That was already new. Why didn't you tell me this before? I tried, but every time I brought it up, it turned into me getting blamed. Like if I feel bad, I must be guilty. She paused, then said softly, I'm scared. It didn't sound like a confession. It sounded like a cry. I'm scared everything will fall apart, that we won't make it, that the kids will grow up and will be drowning in debt and silence. I'm scared you don't see it, that you don't see me. I stayed silent. For once, I heard, and not as a judge, but as a human being. Why didn't you ever say you were scared? When? Between work, soccer practice, dinner, laundry? Or at night when we're both in bed and you're on your phone? I'm scared too, Emily. Not about money. I'm scared that we're growing apart, that you don't want to be near me anymore, that I'm just another burden. We both sat in silence. So what do we do? She asked finally. We talk, really talk. Not just about money, about everything. You think that'll help? I don't know, but it can't hurt more. So we made a plan every night minus 15 minutes. No phones. No kids. Just us. No set topics. Just being together. The first few nights were awkward. Small talk. How was your day? How were the kids? But slowly it softened. One night, we even laughed at an old joke neither of us remembered. Still, I sensed something unspoken in Emily, like there was a locked door inside her. I could hear someone behind it, but she wouldn't open it. One night, I brought out the notebook, sat down during dinner and said, I want to read you something. She tensed. Now? Yes, it's not criticism, just how I've been feeling. And if you want, you can share something too. She nodded, hesitantly. I opened the page and read. Sometimes I feel like I'm not needed, not as a dad, not as a husband, just as a person. I walk through the door and get a list of complaints. I'm afraid to spend money, afraid to forget something, afraid to make the wrong call. I've stopped being myself. I've become someone who just tries not to upset anyone. I don't know when it started, but I want to go back, or at least feel like I'm not automatically wrong. She stared at her plate, then said, You always talk about guilt, but I'm the one carrying this house. I wake up first. I get the kids ready. I remember birthdays, medicine, school stuff. I work, then rush home, then cook, then clean. And in the end, I'm the bad wife because you feel uncomfortable? I stayed quiet. She wasn't done. And yes, I watch her spending, because if I don't, no one will. Have you ever asked, how are you holding up? Ever noticed I fall asleep in my clothes from exhaustion? And now you say, I don't feel needed? You checked out emotionally long ago. I didn't check out, Emily. You did. She yelled. When Logan was born, you became a shadow. Buried yourself in work. Reports, numbers, I was alone. And now, you're surprised I'm angry? Her voice cracked. She stood by the window. It's not about the money, Tom. It's about you leaving a long time ago. And I've just been trying not to fall apart. I sat there like I'd been hit. Not because I didn't know. She was right, but because I finally admitted it to myself. I really had been hiding in spreadsheets, podcasts, detachment. I walked to her, placed a hand on her shoulder. She didn't pull away, just stood there. We stayed quiet. A long time. I honestly didn't know you felt this way. I said, because you never asked. She whispered, that wasn't the end of the fight. It was the beginning of something new. For the first time, we heard each other. From that night on, something shifted. We didn't talk about money anymore. Not because it wasn't important, but because we realized the arguments weren't about finances. They were about exhaustion. Deep, mutual exhaustion. The next day, Emily texted me at lunch. Thanks for listening. I didn't know how to say all that. Sorry I yelled. I replied. Thanks for saying it. Sorry I didn't see it. Maybe our first honest exchange in months? We started. Slowly. Not as a couple fixing a marriage, but as two tired people stepping off defense mode. We had dinners together, with real conversation. I left work at work. Emily stopped overloading herself at home. We both stopped pretending. One evening, sitting on the couch with tea, she asked, do you remember the last time we were just husband and wife? What do you mean? No kids, no budgets, no checklists, just you and me. I thought it, maybe, that Minneapolis trip. Before Sophie was born, she nodded. Yeah, we just wandered the city, ate at random cafes, argued about which movie to see. It was light. Then Logan came, and we grew up. She smiled. You know, sometimes I worry we're just a divorce waiting to happen. I know. I said honestly. She looked at me. I don't want that. I don't want to lose us. I want to be more than a parenting co-op. Then let's try. Really try. We agreed. Weekly date nights. No phones, no kids. If grandma can help, even if it's just a walk. Just us. Second date night. Burgers at a diner. Emily said, I went to therapy. A few times. Secretly. I blinked. Why didn't you tell me? I thought you'd take it as blame. But I just needed help sorting through it all. Did it help? Yeah, she said. Control isn't always about power. Sometimes it's about fear. When you lose your sense of safety, you cling to little things, spending, schedules, checklists. I realized, that's me. I took her hand. Thanks for telling me. She looked at me, and for the first time in ages, sighed. I love you, Tom, even when I'm mad. One of those moments you want to freeze. Just sit there. Feel the warmth, the soda fizz, the tiny I love you. That means we're trying again. I was sure we were moving forward. We talked, laughed, had mini date nights. I felt like part of something real again. Like marriage wasn't just bills and routines, but support. But progress isn't linear. It was a Monday. The kind that just implodes. Deadlines, traffic, forgot lunch. Dog fought the neighbor's dog. I stopped for coffee. Got a sandwich, a latte, a couple cookies for the kids. $18.75. Came home. Emily was exhausted. While cooking, she saw the receipt in my wallet. You bought food out again? I sighed. Backslide. Emily, it was a rough day. It wasn't about the budget. It was about surviving. It's not the money. It's that you said you'd try, and then you go do your own thing. I'm an adult. I'm allowed a damn coffee. Without permission. She slammed the cupboard door. You checked out again. Quietly this time. You're here, but not here. I wanted to argue, but didn't. I walked outside. Stayed there 40 minutes. Came back. We pretended nothing happened. But something cracked. Next day, I stayed in the car longer than usual. Not on purpose. Just sat there. Kids were asleep. Emily sat on the couch, face covered. Not sleeping. Just didn't want to see me. I don't know how much longer I can do this. She said quietly, Do what? These ups and downs. These moments I think things are better. Then they crash again. You shut down. You leave emotionally. It's like your body's here, but your heart's somewhere else. I'm tired. Emily, I'm trying, but I'm human. I make mistakes, of course. But when you fall, I'm the one who has to clean up. I can't be the only one holding this up. I can't always be strong. I want someone to hug me and say, "You're not alone." I sat beside her, put my hand on her back. She cried, hard, deep, and I realized we want the same thing. We're just afraid to be hurt again. That night, I didn't sleep. I watched her breathe, curled up, and thought, we're on the edge. One wrong move, and we fall. Next morning, I did what I'd been avoiding, called the family center, scheduled couples therapy. A week later, we were there, office space, calm lighting, neutral colors. Therapist named Kristen, calm, grounded, no fluff. She listened, took notes, asked questions. But it was session 3 when things shifted. Kristen asked Emily, when you argue about Tom buying coffee or pizza, what do you really feel? Long pause. Then, like I don't matter? Like he doesn't think of me? Like we're not a team? And when he says he feels controlled, I feel blamed for trying to keep us afloat. So both of you want to be heard, but both hear threats, not needs, right? We nodded. Emily, when you say, you spent money again, what do you want? She thought, then said the sentence that broke me. I want him to choose me, to pick our family over the coffee, to make me feel like I matter more than a craving. I want to feel like he's with me, not a complaint, a plea. I turned to her. And I want you to believe that even if I buy coffee, I'm still with you. I'm not running. I'm just tired. And I need someone to see I'm human too. Kristen nodded. Now you're speaking truth, not fear. It's been a few months since. We still go to therapy. Not because we're broken, but because we want to be whole. Emily's softer. I'm more honest. We laugh again. We fight sometimes. But we finally understand. It's not about what we fight over, but why money fights almost stopped. Because now we both know it's never about dollars. It's about love, about fear, about choosing each other. We're not just parents again, not just budget partners. We're people who choose each other every day. And honestly, that's the most valuable thing we have. The story has come to an end. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and stay tuned for more intriguing stories and tales. Bye-bye for now.